What is up, guys? Jungle Boy here. Now, this video is the long-awaited Kirby tutorial for Smash Ultimate. So I'm going to be going over how to play Kirby if you want to play Kirby at a competitive level, whether to enter your local tournaments, do better in online play, or just in beating your friends in one-on-ones. Now, to keep this guide from being over like 30 minutes long, I'm going to be going over the key essentials that I think you should know when playing Kirby. So for the tilts, we're going to be starting with the F tilt. It does about 9 or so percent. You can angle it upwards or you can angle it downwards, depending if you hold it sort of at a 45-degree angle up or down. Now this is sort of just a get off me tool. It reaches a little bit farther than your jab will. So sometimes if you can't punish with a jab and you want to punish with an F tilt, you can do that. It doesn't really combo into anything. It doesn't really have any kill power, but it can combo from certain moves. For example, it can combo from down air and do some stuff with that, but really it's not an amazing move. It's just kind of a fast little poking tool that you can use. You also have your down tilt, which is a bit better of a move because what happens is you crouch when you do it. So a lot of moves you will actually be able to duck under depending on the character. So like Zero Suit Samus, almost half of your moves you're going to duck under when you use your down tilt. And down tilt also has a chance of tripping your opponent. It's something around 1 in 3. And what you can do is when you would trip that opponent, you can pretty much combo with just about anything. You can actually combo an F smash if you do it right afterwards. You can even down tilt and follow up with a down air and then lead your combos into there. I'll be going over more of that later. But really, down tilt is a nice poking tool as well. It's similar range to your F tilt, but is a little bit safer overall because you're ducking. So really, in most situations, the down tilt will be preferable to the F tilt. And lastly, you have Kirby's up tilt. Now, Kirby's up tilt is one of its strengths. It's been one of its best moves since Smash 64, and really is good for catching opponents in the air, and also is used as a combo starter. So, for example, you can combo up tilt to up tilt to up tilt to up tilt to up tilt pretty much into itself, and you can also turn around your up tilt to help extend your combo. So the weak up tilt does 4.8% and the strong up tilt does 6%. So you can kind of mix it up to extend your combo because the weak up tilt is actually better for comboing. The strong up tilt sends them a little bit farther up. So you can really combo from the weak up tilt until really high percents. For example, you can do up tilt forward air. You can do the strong up tilt forward air at slightly lower percents. You can even probably do up tilt to back air at a little bit lower. Let's see, somewhere probably around 60 or so on King K. Rool. This is all very character dependent, but like that. So that does a lot of percent, 21%, and that's from an up tilt. But really, the bread and butter is just going to be stringing those up tilts together and then going into an up air afterwards. So, for example, up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, up air. And then if they're in front of you, you follow it up with a forward air. And if they're behind you, you follow it up with a back air. So you see right there, after the up air, he was in front of me. But if you do the up air and your opponent ends up landing behind you, that's when you do the back air, so up air to back air, which is also a true combo. So you can really rack up a lot of percent with these low percent combos from your up tilts. It's a really great move. So now for his grabs and throws. Now you've got your 4 different throws, and they're all used sort of differently. So your down throw is generally going to be used just to rack up percent. So really, if you're in a situation where you just want to get percent on them, this is usually when your opponent is somewhere between 70% and maybe 120 or so. You're going to just want to rack up some damage, do your down throw, get your 12.2% or whatever it is for the one-on-ones. You also have your back throw. Now your back throw can kill a little bit earlier than your up throw in certain situations when you're at the ledge. So, for example, he's at 160, and up throw does not kill at that percent. So, a lot of times, if you're at the ledge, your back throw will be a little bit stronger than your up throw. And obviously, your up throw is going to be used for killing. It's going to be your strongest kill throw when you're not at the ledge. But there is something very nice with your up throw in that you can also land on platforms with it. So if you are underneath a platform, for example, you're on Battlefield or Town and City, Duck Hunt is really good if we have that legalized, because on the left side of the stage, they have the really tall tree that you can up throw onto. Now, as we saw earlier, the up throw didn't kill normally, but with the help of the platform, it will then kill a little bit earlier because you sent him from right here instead of starting him down here. Now, Kirby's up throw in general has gotten a little bit weaker than it was in Smash 4, but it still has its uses to kill, and if you're desperate for a kill, it's your best option. Now, forward throw is Kirby's best combo throw, but there is some problems with it, especially on Battlefield. For example, when you do forward throw, normally you would want to follow up with a forward air, but what happens is you end up landing on this platform. You didn't have that problem in Smash 4, you actually went slightly under it. Hopefully they fix that. There are some ways around it. For example, you can fast fall and then get under it, or land on the platform and then drop down and do something. But really, it doesn't help your combos at all. So really, if you're underneath this, you're going to want to opt for something else, like maybe down throw. And actually, on some characters, back throw to back air is actually a true combo, but this only works on a smaller portion of the cast. So normally, if you get a grab at 0, what you're going to do is forward throw and then forward air. Now, this sends them a situation where they are close to the ground, and what they can do is they sometimes want to hold shield and not get hit by a move, which allows you to re-grab. So you can do forward throw, forward air, re-grab. Now, right here, obviously, I can't do that forward throw to forward air, so what I would normally do in that situation is probably just grab them again and maybe do a down throw. So you can see forward throw, re-grab, down throw, and then I'm able to rack 32% just from one grab. If the platform wasn't here, so if you're on Final Destination or a different stage, you can then do another forward throw and probably do a forward air. At higher percents, the forward air doesn't link as well. I mean, you can still keep linking it here, but this is because King K. Rool's a big character. Sometimes they send them a little too high, and what you can do is forward throw and then immediately up B right afterwards. And this is a pretty safe option, and really one of the only times you're going to be using that up B to attack. As you can see, it works until pretty high percents, but it's pretty dependent if your opponent DIs away. So that means if they're holding left or right, if they're holding away from you, this will not work until super high percents. But if they're holding towards you, you can keep doing it until pretty high. So Kirby's grab game overall is probably a little above average. It's a little worse than it was in Smash 4, but grabs overall in general have gotten worse. So really, Kirby's not too different compared to the rest of the cast. Now, Kirby's special moves are not great overall. Now, some of them are pretty powerful, but they're all pretty laggy and not too amazing, but they do have their uses. So, for example, the Inhale, which got a little bit buffed from Smash 4. Each character has their own neutral B, and then you get some form of their neutral B when you get their power. So, for example, in this matchup, it's actually pretty nice to have the Blunderbuss. And some matchups, it's pretty nice to be able to get their power, but other ones, it's a little bit yet less useful. So, for example, Shulk is super nice to have his ability, and there's a lot of characters where you get a really big buff in the matchup, or like Samus, or maybe even Donkey Kong, because you can combo them from certain things. For example, you can a lot of times do forward throw to charge shot when you have Samus's power. And there's a lot of different uses for the abilities. I may make a separate video on just using their abilities. But basically, its best use is for catching people on platforms. So, for example, King K. Rool right up here, he sees me below him. Most likely what he's going to do is shield. Now, his shield would protect him from pretty much anything I can do. You know, I wouldn't be able to hit him with an aerial. But because your neutral B is a command grab, it actually goes right through shields. So you can jump up, get his power, and then go from there. Now, next you have Kirby's Hammer. Now, this just really isn't too great a move. I mean, you charge it, and it can do an absolute ton, 42%, as you can see. This is mostly just used if you ever were to get a shield break, and then you want to punish him as hard as you can. If you do it while you're on the ground, you only get one hit. If you're holding your hammer and then you're holding forward, you actually do the second hit. And this can actually cause your opponent's shield to break, especially if you've got it fully charged, and it'll definitely throw your opponent off. Now you have your up B, which like I said before, can be used to combo from your forward throw, but outside of that, you're not going to be using it too much. I mean, it is technically a projectile, but it's one of the worst projectiles in the game. You can sometimes catch an opponent up here if, you know, they're not shielding. It's kind of a quick option to do, but really you're not going to be using it much outside of your recovery. So when you're recovering, you really just want to use your up B when you're right around there. And what you can actually do is when you're low enough, you snap right to the ledge. So right down there, rather than using it right here where you go up and above it and then you're vulnerable for a little bit. You actually want to use it as low as possible. Now, you also don't want to just recover with that. You know, you want to recover with air dodge. You can even recover with air dodge up just as a mix-up. So really, with the addition of directional air dodging, it helps Kirby recover a little bit, really all characters. So you don't want to just be using your up B to recover, and sometimes you don't even want to use your up B if you can just make it back to the ledge without using it. And then lastly, you have your rock or your stone, which is the down B. Now this is a loved move in the community because everyone always used it by going above their opponents and then down B'ing. Now, in competitive play, you're not going to be doing that. You're really not going to be using it too much. But what is great about it is you can use it off stage to catch certain characters' recoveries. For example, a character like King K. Rool, who has a hitbox above his head, I can completely avoid that and just use the down B and then hit him. So characters like Fox or Falco, who have a very predictable recovery, or Link, who just kind of go up a little bit and have that hitbox, you can avoid the hitbox by using your down B, and you can unactivate it by pressing B again. So be careful when using it. Don't forget to press B again to unactivate your rock, or else you're just going to kill yourself. It does have its uses off stage. You really don't want to land with it. Sometimes if opponent is juggling you, you can kind of throw it out and then get rid of it before you hit the ground. But if you hit the ground, really, you're going to be pretty vulnerable. So if a character feels too comfortable juggling you up in the air, using your down B can sometimes be a nice little mix-up. But really do not spam this move, and most decent opponents are going to be able to punish you pretty hard for using it. Now next you have your aerials. Now Kirby's aerials are okay. They're all kind of slow though. He doesn't have a super fast aerial like a lot of characters do. His fastest is actually his back air, but I'll be going over that last. So start off with his down air. His down air is a very nice move because it combos into a lot of moves. So what you can do is actually down air, and then up tilt, and then you can start your strings with that. So down air, and then you can grab them if they go in front of you, but if they're behind you, that's when you want to up tilt. So right there, he landed in front of me, and then I was able to land a grab right afterwards. So if he lands behind me, I'm going to do the up tilt. If he lands in front of me, I can do either an F tilt, F smash as a mix-up. That's not guaranteed, but you can do a lot of different moves after using your down air. In Smash 4, you were able to down air to down smash, which is not a combo anymore, but it can be a nice mix-up if your opponent tries to attack you after you use the down air. Now, also, it spikes and sends your opponent pretty high, which sometimes can lead to an up smash, which can combo. I don't know the exact percents, but really down air is a pretty good move for starting your combos, but it can be punished because it is probably your laggiest and slowest aerial. Now next you have your neutral air, which is an okay move. It's not great. It doesn't come out as fast as most neutral airs do, but what's pretty good is there's not much end lag. So what you're able to do is go for neutral air, and if your opponent shields it, you usually aren't going to be punished too hard. And a lot of times you want to follow up with a down tilt because it can combo. Your neutral air can also set up for a jab block, but I'll be going over that later. So a lot of times you really want to follow up with neutral air to down tilt, especially if your opponent tries to punish you for using the neutral air. A lot of times getting the down tilt can often duck under the opponent and can combo at really low percents. And usually when you use your neutral air, you're going to want to fast fall it. So what happens is when you're in the air, press neutral air and then press down right afterwards, and then you can land with it and really not suffer too much end lag. You have your up air as well, which also can be a decent combo tool, so when you land with it, you can combo into something like a back air or something like that. You can often combo up air to maybe up air again, something like that. You can sometimes follow up depending on the platforms. You also have your forward air, which again combos from your forward throw. It also combos from your up tilt until pretty high percents. Probably can combo it up on King K. Rool probably for like 80-90%, and you can just combo them into each other. It can also be used to catch opponents on the ledge. So for example, if King K. Rool was on the ledge, a lot of times you can sort of just throw out a forward air and you can hit a lot of different options. And it's a pretty safe move to just sort of throw out in the neutral when your opponent's not too far from you. It has a little bit of kill power if you get that last hit of it, but it really isn't too amazing of a move by itself, but can kill decently early, especially if you try and go for opponent off stage. And then lastly, you have Kirby's probably best move, and that is his back air. Now, his back air comes out super quick. I believe it's the fastest of all his aerials and is his most powerful aerial overall. So back air has a lot of uses. Like I said, it can combo from back throw against certain characters. It can also be used as a combo finishing tool, but really is one of your best kill options. One of its best uses is out of shield. So what you're going to do is when your opponent hits your shield and you're not facing them, you're going to have your shield up, and you're going to back air out of shield. Now, this is done by having your shield up, jumping out of shield, so doing a short hop, so flicking over the jump button, so Y or X, and then hitting A right afterwards. And then you're also turning the direction you want to use the back air in right then and there. It's all kind of one move. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your shield up, and then you're going to have your thumb slide from Y to A. And while you're doing that, you're going to have the analog stick in the direction you want to go. And it's all basically one move. So short hop back air, just like that. Now, this is a little difficult to perform when you're first starting, but it should become muscle memory and will be one of your best kill options, especially when an opponent hits your shield when they're probably around 110, 120%. Really can just throw out a back air, and it usually can kill. And you can also catch characters coming back to the ledge with your back air, so you can run off and then back air, and then a lot of times you can stage spike your opponent. So now your smash attacks. You have your down smash, up smash, and forward smash. Now, your forward smash is probably the most powerful, especially when you angle it upwards, which you can do by holding it and then moving the analog stick to the upwards direction. This will be a little more powerful than your normal forward smash, but really isn't too much different. This can catch opponents when they're not suspecting it because it has deceptive range, as you can see. Really, you can hit your opponent from pretty far away, a little bit farther than you could in Smash 4. Just like that, and you can hit opponent really an entire length of a platform of Battlefield. So really, if you're on here and your opponent's about to land on the platform, you can catch almost the entire platform with that F smash. So really going to be using this to try and finish off your opponent pretty early. It's got a lot of great kill power, and really is probably your best smash attack overall. Now, you also have your down smash, which changed a little bit from Smash 4. It used to send people at a 45-degree angle. Now it kind of sends them straight out to the right, which means it can kill a little earlier. It's pretty good, but doesn't have nearly as much range as your F smash. It's still pretty powerful and a pretty okay move. It can also catch opponents when they are rolling because it covers a lot of ground. You have your up smash as well, which is also pretty powerful. All of Kirby's smash attacks are pretty powerful. This is used really for catching opponents when they're landing, and sometimes can be used again after your down air, and you can sometimes catch your opponent with an up smash afterwards. It used to be down smash was a little bit better, but now that it sends your opponent a little bit up smash is usually preferable after the down air. One last thing I forgot to mention is Kirby's dash attack. Now, Kirby's dash attack is way better than it was in Smash 4, because now the early part of the move can actually kill. It sends opponents very far, and you can actually hit some opponents on the ledge with this. So if your opponent is on the ledge and they have a character that really has their head sort of high, you can catch some characters with this move, and really it's pretty solid for catching landings, and you can do a lot with it. Nothing really combos into it or combos from it, but it's just a really good move to sort of throw out. Now, there's a little bit of end lag, but it's not too unsafe to use. Don't throw it around too much, but really use it to surprise your opponent often when they're landing. And you can also use it when your opponent is coming back from the ledge because it can cover a few different options. So your kill options. Most of the time, you're probably going to be killing with either a back air, you're going to be killing with an F smash, you'll be killing with dash attack, but there's also one kill confirm that I did not mention, and it's forward air to F smash, or forward air to up smash. You can really combo a lot of stuff from it. What's going to happen is you're going to kind of short hop or land with the forward air. So you do the forward air, and you don't want to hit all three like that. You actually just want to hit the first one, and it can actually combo into the F smash. So you're going to want to use it right before you land and then combo right into the F smash just like that. Now, you will have to work on the timing of just getting the one hit out because a lot of times you'll use 2 or 3 moves. So use it right before you land and you can combo right into the F smash, which is a really nice option. Really cool kill confirm that Kirby has. It sort of worked in Smash 4, but it works a little bit better now. You can also kill with your up throw. And really, at some percents, your down throw will kill if they're DIing the wrong way, but really, up throw is going to be a little bit better, or back throw. If your opponent gets past 200%, then you've got a few other things that open up. If you get the third hit of the forward air, you can actually kill with that, sometimes a little bit higher percent, especially if your opponent is coming back to the stage. And you can also inhale your opponent for a surprise kill like that, but a lot of times you will lose a stock as well, and if your opponent is mashing out of it, then they'll be able to recover usually pretty easily too. So the stages. Now Kirby really doesn't like Battlefield just because of the forward throw thing, and also it kind of hurts with his approach options because a lot of times the platforms will get in the way, and your opponent a lot of times will be able to run away from you and basically be able to avoid you, which they can't do on Final Destination. So Kirby does like Final Destination a little bit. He also likes Town and City is okay because he can kill with his up throw pretty easily. Really, none of the stages are too good or too bad for Kirby, so really, I would just try and avoid Battlefield if you can, unless you have a lot of practice on it and you prefer the stage. So an overview, Kirby really isn't too amazing of a character, but you can have some fun with him, especially at comboing at low percents. So your goal with Kirby is basically racking up your combos from those low percents. At the mid percents, get some grabs, do some down throws, rack up some more percent, and then get him to the point where you can kill maybe from a forward air to F smash, or really just with a raw forward smash, something like that. You're going to want to try and kill your opponent too early, because if you give them too much rage, they'll be able to kill Kirby really low, because Kirby is one of the lightest characters in the game, so you really have to be wary of that. Now, Kirby's airspeed really limits him as a character. It kind of feels like you're just floating through jelly sometimes because of how slow he is in the air, but he's actually pretty solid on the ground, and people really don't utilize that too much. Utilize his dash attack, his forward smash, and you should have some success with the character. Work on getting those combos with up tilts. Work on getting those perfect. Now, I don't have it optimized just yet for Smash Ultimate because the addition of the new directional air dodges kind of hurts Kirby a little bit, because before you could kind of frame trap him with it, but now they're able to get far enough where you're not able to follow them. But Kirby still has a ton of strength that you can use to actually get some pretty good results with the character. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention is Kirby's neutral B can now suck up projectiles, which can be pretty nice, but you have to remember that it does put Kirby in a little bit of an end lag, so a lot of times your opponent is able to punish you for it. So, for example, if Samus is throwing missiles at you, if you were to suck up one of them, they can then hit you with the charge shot right afterwards, so you really have to be careful when sucking up projectiles. Now, for the matchups, Kirby really does not like playing against characters that can really outrun them and force Kirby to approach, so characters like Sonic really give Kirby a hard time. But Kirby does like characters that a lot of times can't grab them, especially when they're crouching, or really is able to duck under a lot of their moves. So like in Smash 4, Kirby really liked the Captain Falcon matchup, the Zero Suit Samus matchup, stuff like that, and he was even okay in the Sheik matchup. So it's probably similar in Smash Ultimate. When Kirby is able to duck under a lot of their moves, he's able to have some success and frustrate the opponent. Kirby really doesn't like playing characters that have really big range moves. For example, the Belmonts are really able to outrange Kirby, and there's not too much he can do about it, but if you're able to get in on your opponent or gimp them before they can get back to the stage, you're going to have a good time. So that's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something new about Kirby. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I didn't go over, so if you guys want to see that, please let me know. Thank you for watching this whole video. Best of luck in playing Kirby at the competitive level, or just online or against your friends, whatever you're doing. Hopefully you're going to get a little bit better. Keep practicing, work on the up tilt combos. That's a really big thing. Once you can get that, you can rack up a ton of percent pretty easily and get a lot better. If you found this video helpful, please like it or subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton. I'm really growing this channel super quick, and I appreciate all of the support. And if you guys can just keep it going, I can make more videos just like these. If you have any suggestions for future videos or any other character analyses that you want to see, please let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to get to them. I obviously can't get to all of them, but I definitely wanted to start off with Kirby because I know this character inside and out, and I know a lot of different stuff about the character. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Thank you again for watching. Peace.